Did Ronald Reagan have an economic philosophy?
It's questionable if Ronald Reagan had a philosophy at all. Let's be clear.
Okay.
Let's be clear.
Okay.
I mean, he had a kind of bucolic view of American life that came out of growing up, admittedly, in hard times in the 1930s. And
Grew up in the Midwest.
In the Midwest, in Illinois, right? Yeah. You know, he came from a modest background, and he was self-made in a lot of respects. I mean, yeah, admittedly as an actor, but he did well and went to Hollywood. And,
yeah, he's a product of the working class. His father was a shoe salesman.
Yeah, for sure. He had that narrative in mind and a remembrance of America that was better than the one that he felt he was seeing in the 1970s and early 80s. And so I wouldn't say it was an economic philosophy per se, but it was a kind of trapped in amber view of American life that he had inherited through that middle part of the century when America became the richest country in the world by far. It seemed to be helping other countries around the world to deal with socialism in Europe and Russia and China, or communism. And so there was a narrative that went to it rather than a specific philosophy that celebrated American entrepreneurialism and the individual. And a lot of this was kind of movie rhetoric that he imported from scripts that he'd read. The things he did as an actor were consistent with this image of a country that was once simpler and better, and there should be a way back to that. And if we can just release American entrepreneurial spirit that had stood astride the globe in the 1950s, then we'd be fine. So that's as far as it got. I think by all admission, the people who worked with him on economic policy would admit that he didn't necessarily think very hard about these things.